Hey guys, Ben here. Today I wanted to go over a full build from beginning to end, all of the unglamorous parts included. So today we're going to build a job finding app, a personal app. Reason for building this app, I was looking at jobs related to my role on LinkedIn, and I noticed that there's only a few of them that actually have this title of FinOps in the name, and the rest of them are like these weird recommendations that don't exactly match. So instead of searching through a bunch of different websites to try to find something, I decided let me build my own in Claude Code to see if there's some benefit to having this super personalized app that looks for jobs for you and as a learning experience. So here I am in a completely empty folder in a new Claude Code instance, and we're going to go to plan mode. Plan mode's good because it lets you one-shot these types of apps more easily. Okay, before I type my prompt, I'm going to make sure I have the right model selected. Do that by typing /model. And I just want to make sure I'm on Fable 5, the best coding model. Now, I'm going to type the prompt that I've been having issues finding exactly FinOps jobs in my location. Austin, Texas, remote is okay too. They always seem to have architecture or business operations in the title. I want to create a dialed-in view that sends a digest to my email once a week. I don't mind signing up for paid APIs as long as the service is really good. Goal is an app that runs in the browser. Most likely needs some intelligent processing with Anthropic. I heard JSearch via RapidAPI is a good option for the job searching. And I've been using Resend for another app for the email sending in another repo in the parent of this folder. So I have another project that I already have the API key and everything in place for Resend. So I'm asking it to basically search my other folders and reuse that. And if I need any other API keys for this, it'll tell me, and I'll walk you through how to add those. Not as intimidating as it might sound. So while we're in plan mode, we're going to send that request and let it do its thing. All right, a couple minutes later, it's asking us questions. Where should the app be hosted so the weekly digest can run on a schedule? Vercel might be cool. So Vercel is an easy way to host the front end of your applications. You can also run it locally or some hybrid of cloud hosted and local. We're just going to run it locally for now. I do have this Raspberry Pi behind me that I deploy it to, but and that would be on 24/7, which would be nice, but I don't think most people have that sitting in your living room like that, so I'm going to go with local only. Where should the job data stored? Usually these options don't matter too much, but since I said I want to run it locally, I have to choose this third option. These other two are cloud hosted databases. How configurable should the job search be? A preset plus filters, hard-coded, FinOps only, or multiple search profiles. I'm going to go with the recommended option. So it's going to give us a plan after this. So let's let it think. It also said none of the repos in this directory currently use Resend for email sending. So I'll probably have to point it to that repo. So let me do that now. So while it's thinking, I can paste this file path and say, this is the repo with Resend, reuse the Resend. And I can just send that while it's in the middle of its thinking session, and it'll take that into account. All right, here's the completed plan here. I think probably going to be fine for what we're looking for. So you hit approve, and then you can go down to this permissions bar here and switch it from plan mode to bypass permission. If you want to know how to turn that on, I have a Claude Code for Beginners guide on my channel that walks you through how to do that. So here's the checklist. We'll let it do its thing. Okay, here we are, probably 10 minutes or so later. The app is built, verified, and scheduled. The one thing left that only you can do, create a RapidAPI key. Sign in here, copy that, subscribe to the free JSearch basic plan, paste the key into env local there. Once that's in, run this command and you'll see the job. Okay, so we'll grab this in a second. I also see it delivered a test email. There we go, looks for Colleen, and it reused some API keys from other projects, but for RapidAPI, we got to grab it ourselves. So let's type in the URL that Claude Code gave us. I guess AI Hub. I think we want job here. Okay, first one is JSearch. Okay, it actually pulls up my API key on the screen. So yeah, it literally says API key equals, you copy a string on the right hand side, and you can literally just tell Claude Code, here is the JSearch API key, and paste it in. If you're being lazy, it'll be in the conversation history then, so that's not recommended. Better thing to do is go into your env local and paste it right in there. So yours will have right here, this wrap key, paste that in there. You would paste it in your real env file, example, so I don't expose the other ones. And then you can tell Claude Code that the API keys pasted in there. The other API key it asks for is your Anthropic key, because it's doing that processing, right? It's processing all those listings for you. So to get that, you go to platform.claude.com/settings/keys, create a key, copy it, and paste it into your env file or in the chat. The very last one is Resend. So it's resend.com/API-keys, and you got to create an API key here and provide that Claude Code as well. So just providing that info because I kind of skipped past that since it picked up those keys from my other repos. So since I provided all the keys, now I can say, please proceed. I want a nice digest, please. Okay, looks like it's done. It's been maybe 10 minutes or so. Digest is in our inbox. We take a look at this. This is what the FinOps job digest looks like. And I see it's scoring everything. It does seem to have taken my concern into account, which is how closely does it match to truly being a FinOps job. Okay, so here's the list for Austin. Here's the list from remote. If I click the link, let's see where that brings us. Okay, it looks like it brings us to the job board that it sourced this from. This is another job board that's aggregating stuff. If you click apply here, it brings you to the true source of the job board. Okay, it also says it can be run locally here on localhost. So we'll just say run the dev server. You can look at that UI. Okay, that's done. It says the dev server is up and it answers at this. Copy this, put it in our browser, and here we have the UI. Wow, that is a really ugly UI for Fable. So I think we can do a little bit better here. So in Claude Code, I'll simply say, take a pass and completely revise the UI, do comprehensive research into good design principles, and really dial it in. We'll just send that and see what it comes up with. Here it's web searching what I asked it to. Okay, looks like it's done. Let's check out the result. And wow, that does look a lot better. So there we go. That's going to be the result for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, that's it. Let me know what you built recently in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.